Hey, welcome to another video. This is me, TPE, and I'm dead. I cannot. Called it. Let's get into it.
This video is fair use. It is transformative and is protected under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is needed for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, reporting, teaching, and more.
Have been determined to just cause problems. So, and Fred's really trying to do the right thing. And I don't want that screwed up for him. So I've been trying to stay quiet on some things.
Gee, I wonder why.
So basically, even the closest people to me don't know. Like,
dude, please. Come on. Everybody knew. You're not too good at this. Those little piggly gigglies? No, you can't fool us.
So let's see, Fred and Laura met in the beginning of 2022, January of 2022. And
let's just get to the point here, Zigzag. Come on, let's not waste any more time.
When I first met them, I was like, let me think of my impression. I thought Fred was like one of the nicest people. I couldn't believe that people, like the things people had been saying about him, even from that meeting.
Well, it's true. I know that I have met some really nice felons. I have met some really nice people that have meth charges. No, I haven't, actually. I don't know anyone who has meth charges, but I have met some really nice people who have bad charges in their past. I will say that.
And Laura I didn't talk to Laura as much, but we did talk. We had those couple interviews, and then obviously the couple interviews on here. And sometimes when I would message, it would be her or it would be Fred or whatever. So this has been developing over the past couple years.
Please do just get to the part where you're a homewrecker. I'm waiting.
I really wanted to help them, and especially I really wanted to help both of them, get them up here. They were both my friends.
Friends who happened to just help you make money on your channel and help you exploit a missing child. Good to know. I know I don't have friends like that. So, but I mean, that's just me.
I did a lot for both of them.
No, I think you did the asking, and I think the subscribers did the giving of money and help and sent boxes of food and essentials and even underwear. You, Ziggy, you used your platform that you used to exploit a missing child, and you used that platform to get them help. And in turn, they helped you. Both of them. Laura included, who now seems to be just forgotten.
I'm nervous, but not as nervous as what you guys would think. Because it's something that I've been thinking on for a while now, on how to address this. And then people aren't going to understand, and people are going to talk, people aren't going to understand, but it's not their life and they don't have to live it. So, and I think that over time, people will see the truth more so. And you guys will see what I see in Fred and why I think he's such an amazing person. Okay. Now, so we talked, I've been to Tennessee several times, but before both of them went to jail, because Fred went to jail in June of 2023 and Laura went to jail a few days after for simple possession. Laura did anyways. And
Yeah, Fred went to jail for a lot more. A lot more. Oh, and you took your daughter there. Yeah. Not to point out the obvious, but Ziggy doesn't always make the best decisions.
And but before then, I had been down to Tennessee 3 times, and each time I had went down there and talked to them like several times. And after the first time, so from January 2022 to June of 2022, we didn't talk because we didn't talk. I didn't have a phone number or any way to get a hold of them. But after June of 2022, we had slowly started like talking through Facebook. That's when Fred let me know like he could be reached through Facebook. Still, it was like very few and far between. It was hard to get a hold of him and everything.
This all sounds like I need to justify everything I did. I'm not just proud, but I need to justify it. And that's not good, usually. It's usually not so good.
But about 6 months before they went to jail, June of 2023, is when I started even getting like, where we started talking more regularly with it was always in the same messenger. So it wasn't like I would talk to Fred in one and Laura in another. Laura was usually using his like messenger. If like a lot of times it would be her like responding or whatever.
So no real home-wrecking behavior quite yet that we know of, at least based on what Ziggy's saying.
But let's see, I'm trying to think here. I'm fine, guys. Like, I think more people, people are more worried than I am about it.
Bullshit.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
But this is the truth, and this is like, and if you want to take it from other people, like share, then feel free to turn it into something super salacious and exciting. But it's not as exciting as what people think. But it will be turned into something, I'm sure.
Oh my god, it really doesn't need to be turned into anything. It speaks for itself. You, Ziggy, fell in love with a Ben Hill felon / suspect / got arrested for a lot of meth things. I mean, we don't need to turn it into anything. It is what it is. It speaks for itself. The entire story speaks for itself. I am just... I don't even know what to say. I can't. Well, let's just keep going here with this ridiculousness.
So, but when they went to jail, I did everything I felt so bad for Laura because I was like, I still hadn't understood like their living situation quite yet.
Oh, please, let me help you with that. Can I? Credit goes to Pooh.
Everybody's tweaking, everybody's freaking, baby.
Don't need no fancy laugh, I got my RV.
Everybody's tweaking, everybody's freaking, baby.
Do the Heisenberg, do the Heisenberg. Hop in my RV and I zip up my suit and I'm about to make money. I got me a lab, equals pounds and pounds. So come on, and taste my surf dope honey.
Well, Mashag is a little RV where we can cook together. Mashag, baby. Mashag, baby.
See, when they first, I still was like, I didn't realize how much they actually stayed down at 165 and like the drug den or whatever. 165 is more where they stayed. It was a nicer house and they had Wi-Fi over there.
I don't know, Ziggy, that sounds like a likely story, but he did happen to be right at the meth shack when you pulled up, didn't he? And I do recall multiple times where, oh, sorry, I can't get a hold of Fred, guys. He doesn't have any Wi-Fi. So, yeah, I smell bullshit. I smell a lot of bullshit. Plenty of justification, plenty of being defensive. I mean, again, it speaks for itself.
And so where was I going with that? I didn't have even still a very clear, until me and Fred started like talking when he was in jail, was when I really realize even more like how much he had been painted like as somebody he's totally not. But when Fred went to jail and you guys all helped, we were also worried about Laura, okay? Because we knew Laura was
Clearly not so worried about Laura now, or even, I don't know, however many months ago your timeline explained, but clearly you moved in on her man. So, clearly you don't give a shit about Laura. Now, do I know all the details? No. But I do know that she's struggling health-wise as well. So, real nice, Ziggy. Real nice. I'm sure she loves you there, mistress. Mistress Ziggy.
you guys all helped. We were also worried about Laura, okay? Because we knew Laura was going to be like screwed because she was very dependent on Fred. Both of them are on some kind of like disability or something. But and I don't think I realized that at the time that she was getting money. But it was okay. I still knew that she would be lost. But she did end up staying, finding somebody to stay with, like a friend to stay with or whatever. But a few days after Fred went to jail, Laura gets arrested with no other than Brandon Clark, I believe is his last name, the guy who was on JLR's video, the one that was going through the woods and stuff. Laura was with that dude when she got arrested. Yeah, that Brandon, exactly. But when she gets out, she goes back to stays with that friend, so we thought, or whatever. And I did everything I could to try to get her to involved and with Fred and stuff, and she just didn't seem interested. Like, I pretty much had to do everything, like, if anything got done. I mean,
So Ziggy had to do everything. Notice her choice of wording, had to. Why did you have to, Ziggy? Did you already love Fred at that point? Or are you just very codependent? Or were you being a homewrecker? Or were you doing it for money and content? It could be all four. Who knows?
she did send his money and stuff like that. I think she was really, I think she's dealing with depression and stuff. This is not, I'm not going to be bashing Laura no matter what, even if she comes on and talks crap about me or whatever. I won't be going there because I really did think of her as a friend.
Oh, clearly. I mean, clearly you always go after a friend's man. I mean, isn't that normal? Oh, Ziggy. Ziggy. Once again, Ziggy does not know how to be a friend.
Right, Stephanie? So, yeah, we were really, oh my gosh, me and Kathy and some of you guys, a few of you guys, others really tried to help her out. Really tried to put her, like, I would be like, hey, like, they hadn't talked for forever. Be like, hey, like, they hadn't talked for forever. And I would be like, hey, Laura, why don't you call tonight? Fred's going to call at this time. You should call at this time, you know, at the same time so you guys can talk. You know, it's not exactly well, it's not illegal, but it's not, it's against the rules in jail, really, to do this.
Ziggy likes to break the rules, especially for people when they're in jail. She gets them cut off of their chirp accounts and all kinds of things. And there's plenty of rules that Ziggy likes to break. Oh, rules and laws. Maybe they're a perfect couple. Both non-law abiding citizens. Perfect.
Three-way type calls, but I was really, really, really trying to, because she didn't really have like a set phone number. She always has those texting phone numbers and stuff. And it just made it difficult with how the jail phones are set up now. You have to like make accounts and you have to add, it can be, yeah, I tried to help them communicate. I even tried to get her to meet Kathy, or Kathy was going to pick her up and take her for a visit. She just never, she would just always like, I don't know. She just did not. One time she actually called me and she's like, you know, asking me to take care of Fred if anything happened to her and stuff like that.
Why are you airing out all of this woman's personal business? I'm pretty sure she's been through enough. Ziggy, I know exactly why you're airing it all out. It's to try and make yourself look like some sort of saint. But in the process, Once again, you're hurting people. Ziggy doesn't care about hurting people, though. Never has, probably never will.
And it was strange. She said she had, health problems and she didn't know how long she was going to be around. I thought it was odd, but I didn't think anything. I was like, okay, me and Fred never had anything like romantic or anything like that at all. Like people.
Oh, no. Just the giggles and the googly eyes.
But after June of 2023 is when I think that we started getting closer. And Laura just kind of dropped off from the face of the planet. And came to find out she had been staying with another guy.
Maybe it's because someone was already moving in on her man.
But anyways, and it's not an attack on her at all. I always knew, like, Fred had feelings for me. He's had feelings for me for a while. I knew it.
See, that to me sounds like a great time to step back. But, Ziggy, I have no doubt that you cared more about your content and your channel and your Summerwell's views than you did Laura or any woman in a relationship, and you didn't care. And look at you now. You've moved right on in there. Homewrecker.
I always, I did not go there. I made sure, he knew that we were friends and stuff like that. But he didn't ever say anything, never. I could tell, the way he didn't ever say anything inappropriate to me or anything, ever come on to me, never. But I could still tell that he had a little crush on me. He wouldn't go, he's just, when he's in a relationship, that's just how he is. And that, even though him and Laura didn't know, it didn't seem like anything was happening there. It didn't seem like anything was happening there. She still, they've been using together for 20 years, and it's kind of kept them both stagnant and not being able to.
Wow. Side chick, you should shut up now. Oh, I'm not here to bash Laura, guys. I'm just here to talk about their personal relationships and relations. God, this is gross.
Progress. It shouldn't matter to anybody on social media. It shouldn't, but for some reason it does. So, and the fact that Fred is,
a suspect in Summerwell's disappearance. Everyone's a suspect, don't get me wrong, but he is a meth-using neighbor. Yeah, Ziggy. Ziggy makes great choices, guys. Don't get me wrong, I do understand that people change, okay? I have a lot of people in my life who have changed, but this is just wow. Wow.
So Fred was really he was telling her, he was and she straight up told him, and she came up on my panel back in June and said that they weren't together. If you guys don't remember, it was on there and everything. She said it, he had no idea. In order for him to know this, I had, it had to be relayed. I didn't have the heart to freaking tell him for a while. So I'm trying to think what else, so it's not true that I'm a homewrecker or that I stole him.
Well, we're gonna have to disagree on that one. You just admitted that you knew he had the googly giggly eyes for you. Did you take a step back? No, you kept contacting him, wanting him in your life. Smells like a homewrecker to me.
It was really at all. They haven't even talked since June of, or they haven't seen each other since June of 2023. They did talk on the phone not very many times. Me and him talked much, much more. She really didn't seem interested, but come to find out, we found out it had a lot to do with who she was staying with and stuff like that. But I don't want to tell too much of her story because I don't want her to feel attacked.
I think it's a bit late for that. You are acting like a mistress, sitting there kind of bad-mouthing the one who was there first. Just my opinion. Ziggy, this isn't right. None of this is right. This should not be on a public platform, much like anything else that is your content. It just doesn't belong. Kind of like you. That was mean. Sorry. I meant belong like in this community of what people think is true crime, and it's not true crime, it's trauma, but you don't even belong there. I don't know where you belong, but it's not in regards to a missing child's case. There, that's what I meant.
Yeah, I'm not going to deal with the rude comments right now. It's just my truth and what is actually happening. I don't think I'm going to have really address it much more beyond letting you guys know what's going on. Because like Fun Size said, it's not anybody's business. It really isn't. But,
Well, Ziggy, unfortunately, since you decided to exploit Summer Wells, you ended up making it everyone's business. When you decided to exploit Fred and use him, and him use you, and you guys use each other to make a shit ton of money in Summer's name, you've made it everyone's business because now people have questions because you were unable to keep your googly eyes to yourself. So yeah, people have questions. It is what it is. It's a public platform. You did it to yourself. And it involves a missing child.
it's best that I release it than somebody else, you know, when it's already been kind of released by Cher. So my daughter loves Fred.
Oh my God, Ziggy. Just don't. Just don't.
So my daughter loves Fred. They talk about animals all the time, and she's really excited to when he can be able to come up to Indiana. Which no, he's not living here. He can't even come out. He can't even, he's in that program till at least August. So, you know, the one saying like he's here and stuff like that, and that he's not in a halfway house or he's not in rehab, that's not true. I'm gonna show you guys something. So yes.
It kind of resembles like an engagement photo. Oh my goodness. This should be interesting. Are we gonna have a YouTube wedding? That'll bring in the Cash App, Ziggy. I bet you could find someone to pay the whole bill. I see it in your future. I look at my cards and it tells me another grifter wedding. You could be just like Cher.
Yeah. Yesterday at Kathy's before I left, there's a lot of other weird things that have happened since, I mean, the way we met, it's really crazy, guys. I can't even, there's so much to this. So many of you guessed and have texted me and stuff, and I just like would kind of I would just like kind of put it up, you know.
I mean, it's not rocket science here, Ziggy. Those googly eyes, again, they were pretty easy to figure out.
Oh my God, Ziggy's with a suspect.
You said it, bitch, not me. You said it. Well, I might have said it earlier, but anyway, you heard it from Ziggy.
But it was never me. I know people are going to also be like, oh, well, that's why she freaking defended him so hardcore. No, I defended him so hardcore because he's always been honest, and he's...
Listen, he may think that he's being honest, but the amount of rumors and BS that he put out that just can't be true, it's a load of shit. And you defended that too. Why did he say that Rose Bly was on the property over at 110 and kind of living there or staying there? Why did he say that, Ziggy? Why did he say that pile of bones resembled human bones? Could be animal, but Fred doesn't think they're animal. That came out of your mouth. A guy who's probably been around a lot of deer bones. Come on, Ziggy. What about all these extra pregnancies that we have no proof on? Was that all just in Fred's head? Fred said, so it must be true. And what about him completely lying about what happened with his own children? And how it sounded a lot worse than what happened with the Wells, who you put down for years. But you didn't come out and speak the truth on what happened with his kids. No, you defended his BS story on that. We won't go into detail on that because it involves other people and it's not fair. Ziggy, Fred, was on a lot of meth and other pills, as said by you and him. How do we trust that? And you backed it up 100%. You gave it your all. So Ziggy, that is why people don't think he is necessarily credible and why you have become uncredible. Well, that wasn't the first thing. I mean, there's been a lot of things that make you non-credible. Plenty to go around. But my point is, Fred has lied. Fred has misrepresented situations. And you continue to defend it, even when you know it's not true. We know you've seen those court documents, Ziggy. But you didn't have anything to say about it after you obviously found out he was lying. So there's that. Other creators have put that information out. I tend to stay away from things like that on this channel, but it is out there if you wanted to hear or learn about it.
Seriously, and I don't care if people believe me or not. You can believe me or the truth will come out. But he's literally like the best person I've ever met. He is a really, really good person. And he's been labeled as something that he's not. So
question: how many people has Ziggy labeled something that they're not? That number is so high that I don't even have an accurate count on it, but it has been many people of all ages. Young children, adults, older people. Ziggy has labeled plenty of people, plenty of things, and put them in dangerous situations. But don't do it to Fred, guys.
And that was all because all of them are, Fred is this oddball on that road, okay? Like Dawn, Candace, all of them pretty much talk. Fred's kind of the oddball. It was like almost they kind of all work together in a way to try to pin it on him. Now, was he involved in drugs? Yes. You know, I would never be with somebody if I wasn't absolutely sure. I would never. And let's say it did come out that he lied about anything. It would, like I've said before, if it, lying about anything to do with the Summerall's case, that's like a big no-no for me. Huge no-no. I don't know if there would be any coming back from something like that.
Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it.
And from my day, I know like Laura is with somebody else and all that, but it's her business. And
well, as usual, now you're making it everyone else's business. I hope she comes out and speaks her truth. Not on my channel, but I hope she comes and speaks her truth because I have no doubt it's a lot different than yours. It usually is.
I've been way too happy. It is a true love story. You guys have no idea. Like a freaking movie could be written about everything that's happened since the day we met. Like, you guys, we met on January 11th of 2022. We found out. You know how I was saying I see 111 and 1111 every fucking where?
Yep, Ziggy, you are dating a suspect. Also, I just thought of something. Now, that day where you were talking with Laura, I believe it was like a voice memo back and forth type thing, that wasn't so long ago. And you had said something like, I really want you and Fred to move down here, like move down this way. I know because I clipped it and we played it in a video. Now, at that point, were you guys dating? At that point, you must have known he had a crush on you. But you want them both to move to Indiana. That's weird, Ziggy. It doesn't really make sense. It's sort of more on the home-wrecking side, if I were thinking in that regard. Yeah. Also, I just want to mention, I don't know what's wrong with my app or my phone and my app, but for some reason the voice is off, like the audio is off with the picture, and I don't have a clue how to fix that, so my apologies. And that's why I always include the original link whenever possible so that you can go watch it and match the lips up to the audio perfectly if you like. Again, apologies. I don't know why that's happening and I don't know how to fix it. If anyone does know how to fix it, let me know. It seems to happen more because I do record in 2x speed most of the time, and then when I have to slow it back down, I guess that's when it happens. But then the other day I recorded something in normal speed and it still happened, so I'm not sure. Maybe I just need a new phone. Not sure. All right, let's get back to this.
Freaking was seeing 1111 everywhere. 111, 11, 11. Kathy lives off 11. It's like I see every single time I see it, I tell you guys.
I'm bored. We're gonna have to do some skipping.
It does give him a great motive to continue sobriety because I can't be around that, you know? I'm not having that in my life. And he knows that. And he's not having it in his life either, so. And Fred is watching. A card reader predicted this. She said a new man was coming into her life. Do you remember? You know who predicted it? Really?
You know who predicted it? Actually, a lot of us. And we had some Ziggy windmillers coming over to the comments section. How could you say such a thing? How could you be so untrue and make fun of Ziggy? Oh, and my personal favorite, how could you do this to Laura? Well, now you can ask Ziggy, how could she do this to Laura? That's a good question, right? Because once again, your good buddy made you look stupid. And I'm sorry about that. It happens. She lies a lot. She's just not so good at it. We were right there, Jam 420. Ham Jam. Hateful comment Ham Jam. Calls us hateful. I'm pretty sure I'm quite respectful. For the most part, I may be sarcastic. Sometimes I may be a little passive-aggressive. But for the most part, I think I stay pretty respectful, considering. But hey, Ham Jam, you are one mean, crusty person in your comments. It's really unnecessary to speak to people that way. So you got blocked, and it's actually really hard to get blocked from my channel, but Ham Jam, you managed to get blocked. Sorry about that. Well, not really. But anyway, back to the predictions. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know who predicted it, and it was quite a lot of people. It was fairly obvious. Again, the love goggles, the standing up for Fred no matter what, even when he had crazy theories. Yeah, it was kind of obvious there, Ziggy.
Well, really? I mean, I know people thought that we got along really well and clicked, but RJ, now not him specifically, but RJ timed it and everything. Like, he contacted me, I don't know how long ago it was.
I never imagined this happening. So, you know, it was definitely not something planned. He never was inappropriate towards me anyway. Nothing ever happened anyway.
At any, like, we didn't, nothing. I mean, no flirting, nothing. I'm one of those, if you're in a relationship and if you have somebody you're just, I don't even go there. Plus, that wasn't even in my mind, you know?
Okay, Jan.
That lifestyle was so different than something I would ever be interested in. And it was so, my life was so different.
She must be referring to like the country living type situation, I guess. I mean, yeah.
But it's almost, it was so different. But it's almost like, that's why I feel so strongly. I mean, it just feels like it was meant to be. And I feel like The only thing left to the story would be to find Summer, figure out what happened to Summer.
Oh my god. I can't. I can't. I can't. I can't. Can't do it.
That's why I feel so strongly. I mean, it just feels like it was meant to be. And I feel like the only thing left to the story would be to find Summer, figure out what happened to Summer. And once that happens, I could leave this channel and go on to my merry way, onto my tarot.
And continue to exploit Summer and other missing children using tarot cards. Fake information that is non-factual, continue to hurt families, victims, and anyone else who could be tied to Summer Wells. And any other missing person, really. I mean, the channel's open. Ziggy, you're gross. You are disturbing and gross. I think you should find something else to do that doesn't involve exploitation.
That is a good picture taken, and that was taken by Kathy's son, and it is good enough to put in a picture frame.
I can see it now. It'll be the cover of Ziggy's book, her new way to capitalize off of Summer Wells. The title will be something like, How Fred and Ziggy Found Summer Wells, and How I Fell in Love with a Suspect, who was a meth head, who is in recovery now, and who I am very codependent with. Wait, that's too long.
Well, RJ didn't say exactly who, but he called it.
Well, I have to disagree. I kind of think I called it, myself and a few others, considering I have a video from many months ago. Actually, they go back about a year ago. Remember, Stand By Your Man? Yeah, so RJ may have called it, but so did plenty of others. Plus, we called it with the right guy.
Yeah, it was, I can't explain how it all happened. It was never even a thought in my mind. I mean, I knew we always connected. Like, I knew we clicked, but really Fred's a very quiet guy, unless you know him, and then he won't freaking shut up.
Warning, alert, love giggle, upcoming.
I'm just teasing him because he's listening.
I'm just teasing him because he's listening.
He really likes to pick on me, aggravate and annoy me. So to the few who knew, there was only guys, I literally told nobody, only
Oh, Ziggy. As you like to say, duh. Ziggy, we already knew. I mean, you made it fairly obvious. We knew. Okay, girl? We knew. Somehow, based on your story, we knew before you did.
now they can talk about it.
So I skipped through a couple things here, and I just got to this part here where Ziggy is talking about Laura, and let's have a listen to that.
It is upsetting her to her. It is upsetting her to her, but at the same time, and I'm not going to defend myself a million times over and over, but at the same time, she really was it's almost like she wanted us to be together. I can't even freaking explain it until it actually happened.
I mean, you were giving her a bunch of money and free help, so maybe it seemed like she wanted to hang out with you. I don't know, Ziggy. You just don't really seem like the best judge of character or reader of people. I don't know. Sometimes I wonder. You're extremely gullible as well, sometimes. I'm not trying to sound judgmental here. I guess I'm just trying to see where she may have been coming from. That's all.
I don't know how to explain it. They've, their relationship has revolved around drugs for 20 years. And neither of them were going to be able to grow beyond that if they were staying together. It just wasn't going to.
So that actually sounds very logical, in my opinion. and I'm not trying to be an expert on all the things, but one thing I do know is that you're not supposed to enter into any new relationships in the first year of recovery. So I'm sure Fred's groups and people are, well, maybe they're supportive of it. I could be wrong. I don't know. I just know that you're not supposed to date in the first year of recovery. And that is an important suggestion that comes from the 12-step groups. Now, something else I was thinking of, Ziggy is also, well, has also told us that she is in recovery. And so Fred being a newcomer and Ziggy not being a newcomer, would that be considered 13th stepping? I don't know. Someone should look into that.
And Fred knew that he was with, he was so, I mean, if she would have got clean and stuff and everything, they'd probably still be together. I mean, I don't know, but probably, I don't know. I mean, I know they weren't happy. They haven't really even had a relationship for the past couple years, really. Yeah, now Day can talk her shit, and people can talk their shit because now they have something to talk about. A legit story for once. You probably need to be exactly. Well, people were contacting me about, gosh, starting even, I don't know how long ago. I don't want to, definitely well over a year ago. People have been constantly contacting me and saying, I think Fred is in love with you, blah, 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 or I think he has feelings for you. And
Okay, so there it is. Just as I suspected earlier, Ziggy, you did know, or at least have suspicions, that Fred had a little crush on you about a year ago. Right around the time I put out that first video where you were simping for your man. Anyway, if that's the case, then why in the hell would you invite Laura and Fred to move closer to you? Very interesting, isn't it? Very, very interesting. Homewrecker.
I'd be like, well, probably because, I've helped him a lot and stuff, but I didn't ever let my mind go there.
See, now, I smell bullshit. Maybe you weren't consciously letting your mind go there. But Ziggy, if all of us could see the love radiating off of your eyeballs and over to Fred, through all the calls, all through the whole jail time, if we could see it, how is it that you couldn't see it? Especially if you had people telling you. Oh, Ziggy, Ziggy, Ziggy. They do say love is blind.
That's what we're hoping for Laura, is that she'll be able to find somebody that, I don't know. Well, I didn't want to, I didn't lie. I just want to talk about it. I've learned since I've been on YouTube how to deal with these sorts of things better. Victoria, that's funny. I know people are going to be talking about it, but hey. Oh yeah, when he looks at me, you can tell that he's like in love with me.
Oh yeah, when he looks at me, you can tell that he's like in love with me.
He is so amazing. I wish everybody could know him like how I wish everybody could know the person he is, but he's kind of just a quiet person that is to himself and takes a long time to get to know him.
Ziggy, I feel like we already do know him because he's all you talk about. I mean, it's a lot. Another reason why you're not going to tell us that you didn't expect this love and that it just happened more recently and nah, it's been going on a while. We could see it. And it 100% makes you not credible when it comes to getting information from Fred Hill and passing it on to this community. You are biased, and you have been for a long time. Therefore, Nothing that Fred says to you to say to us is credible, in my opinion. Not that there's much credible information coming from your channel at all, let's be honest, but that certainly is a 100% bias coming from you, coming from Fred, coming from wherever the hell he gets it from his meth psychosis. I should probably delete that. I'll consider it. All jokes aside, I am very proud of Fred for doing so well in his recovery, and I hope it continues. And as always, there will be resources in the description of this video. We've got a little bit more left to review, and then I'm going to stop because this is getting long, and you could go finish it on Ziggy's if you like, up to you. Of course, I don't wish any ill will on Ziggy or Fred, and Ziggy and Fred together. I hope that they found true love. I just wish they would stop exploiting Summer Wells. Stop capitalizing off a missing baby. Go do your love thing. Your recovery, love, whatever it is, go do it. But do it away from Summer Wells. Leave her alone. Let the cops, law enforcement, let them do their jobs. You are not investigators. Stop hurting her. Stop hurting her brothers. All right, I don't want to get mad here.
I'm going to ignore it all. I don't think at this point removing myself from Summer Wells' case is unnecessary. That's ridiculous. Plus, like I said, I don't really want to even, I'm really over the community as it is anyways. Like,
then why don't you make the choice to stop exploiting her now? You know you could if you wanted to. If you could give up that money. But of course, it's money over morals every damn time. Make the choice and leave Summer alone. Or at the very least, do it in the background. Stop putting it all over YouTube and making money in her name.
once we figure out what happened to Summer, once we know, like I said, I'm going to be completely moved over to my other channel.
I don't doubt it, because over there you can also spread more misinformation in the name of Summer and any other missing child that you feel like doing. And the great thing for you is you can say donations minimum $20. Ziggy, it's foul, and you're vile.
Well, we were definitely caring spirit. It definitely was platonic. I know people are going to find it hard to believe, but he's a very loyal person. I'm not going to go into his very personal stuff. But he's very loyal. I mean, he was only with Laura for the whole 20 years.
Loyal, all while wearing love goggles. And I do know these things happen. People fall out of love. I don't know.
And me, I'm not one of those type of girls that think it's, gets off on taking people's men and stuff. Like, I don't know. I'm not like that.
Well, based on what you're saying that Laura is feeling, it seems like you kinda did. And you were friends with her too. Or so you said. Multiple times. They were both your friends. I also remember a time where you were still living with Jim and dating that guy Jason. That was a whole other shitstorm. We won't even get into that. But allegedly, coming from Jim's sisters, you broke that man's heart. But I get it. People fall out of love. And then in love with suspects.
Their relationship was well over before anything. Thank you, Mama T. Yes, Summer brought love. I know. And that's why I feel like I always tell them, we should write a book someday, especially if Summer ever gets, if we ever find out what happened to Summer, not us personally, but us, all of us. That would just be, because we still don't know what happened to Summer, but the way everything happened and how I met him and how it all played out, it's just insane.
So, Ziggy's already found her next way to make money in Summer's name. Wow. She goes to Ben Hill, makes nice with Summer's parents, goes to church with them, they go out to eat. Then she gets a dog from them, names the dog after Summer, takes the dog home, makes merch. Now she's dating the convict neighbor. I mean, I obviously skipped over a lot of things, like the bones, the CPS reports, and even a fake source that was made into a skit for her channel. Nuff said.
And it needs to be in some kind of movie or book or something.
No, it does not. If you think about it, you tragedy pimps have already made Summer's case into a giant movie. Although, you've probably made a hell of a lot more money than any movie ever would. When you combine the total of all of the tragedy pimps, all the videos, all the people that have racked in a bunch of money in Summer's name, that's more than any movie would make. I have no doubt. Please stop exploiting Summer Wells. Stop exploiting any of these babies. Leave their families alone. The sad part is, now that Ziggy's dating Fred Hill, she's got an in to Ben Hill Road and all the people, and I mean, she kind of already did, but now she's got a bigger in. This will never end, and it is sad. I wish there was something we could do, but I don't have the answers. I don't claim to have the answers. I just come here to speak my opinion, and I don't agree with exploiting missing children. I don't agree with digging in the backgrounds of their family members. I don't agree with anyone inserting themselves into a missing child's case. These families deserve better, and most of all, the victims deserve better. They could be watching this. You have no idea. I think it's great when people make awareness videos, when people actually care, and they put the child or missing person's face out there. But only when we do it responsibly. Share the facts, share the faces, share the information that we get from law enforcement. We don't need to hear rumors or family traumas or family scandals. We don't need any of that. We just need the facts and to spread awareness for these babies. That's it. Sometimes, as a subscriber, we feel helpless. Like, what can we do to help? Well, I think one thing we can do is not join in the live chat, not bash victims, not follow a creator just because they're a creator. We don't need to jump so easily on a bandwagon just because everyone else is. We don't need to hate the parents just because one creator came out first and put a bad reputation on them. The video I made 2 videos ago is a prime example. The guy was completely innocent, but he did a really bad interview. Go check that video out. I think it's important. I'll put a link to it in the description. I want to thank everyone for being here. I appreciate you very much. And Fred Hill, congrats again on your recovery. I am super proud of you, and I hope you continue. And I do hope you put your recovery first, always, because you can't be there for anyone else unless your recovery is there first. I guess congratulations on your love story, Ziggy and Fred. I mean, there's nothing wrong with finding love and being happy. I want everyone to be happy. I just want the exploitation to stop. Please, let's do our part and make it stop. We don't have to wait for something to happen in order to stop. We can choose to stop right now. That goes for creators, that goes for subs in the chats and in the comment sections. We can choose to think before we type or speak. Before I type something, whether it's just a theory or a thought, I try to put myself in the victim's shoes before typing it. And if I wouldn't want to hear that myself as a victim, then I probably shouldn't type it. Just a thought. All right. Take care, everyone. Have a good night. Thanks for being here.
You know it's hard out here for a pimp.
Step right up! Step right up, ladies and gentlemen! Step right up! What do we have here? Welcome to the carnival! Ladies and gentlemen, step right up, and I'll let you in. Hope you got a heart of gold. It'll test you, friend. Think you got it figured out? Guess again for the carnival. Ladies and gentlemen, come on, play the games. We'll pretend you win. You're a hardy soul, a fine specimen. Step within the circus tent. Let's begin. Get ready for the ride of your life. I mean business, like the sharp side of a knife. I'm the ringleader. Mostly you don't see me, cause I stay out of the spotlight. It's easy, believe me, cause you're so distracted by what's in center stage being overacted. The ropes and elastic, the sawdust and sequins, they tell a story you all just believe in. You're so gullible, as long as it's colorful. Brass, isn't it wonderful? Bright and shiny, yeah.
Thank you.